So last night, Sophie Cunningham actually responded to, the Kiki area fan takedown.
The entire gym fell silent the moment Mystics rookie Kiki Iran gave Sophie Cunningham a hard shove. More like something out of WrestleMania than a WNBA preseason game. For a brief second, the crowd held its breath. But Sophie Cunningham isn't the type to back down from a challenge. She jumped to her feet, stormed toward Kiki, and fired off a response so intense it likely had the broadcast crew reaching for the mute button. As tensions rose, Dana Bonner and Lexi Hull rushed in to stand, by their teammate turning the court into a heated standoff. But as dramatic as the moment was, it's what happened afterward that really lit up the basketball world. Sophie delivered a comeback so sharp, it felt like a mic drop from the heaven.
Man, I'm looking forward to when is the first game? May the 29th. Or May the 28th. I am looking forward to that. But Sophie Cunningham responded right here with an Instagram story about it. And these two teams do not like each other. They do not like each other.
But let's take a step back and break down how it all started.
What are we doing? Right there, you can see Sophie telling her after that flagrant, you don't mother effing do that. You don't mother effing do that.
Yes, you heard that right. A rookie actually knocked a veteran straight to the hardwood like she was trying out for a football team instead of playing basketball. And not just any veteran. We're talking about Sophie Cunningham, a battle-tested pro known for her toughness and grit. Kiki Iriafen, the Mystics' fresh-out-of-college rookie, apparently thought the preseason was the perfect stage for a dramatic first impression. The collision was blatant, unnecessary, and flat-out disrespectful. It wasn't smart defense. It wasn't a tough screen. It wasn't even a calculated foul. It was a clear message. Look at me. Sophie, of course, responded in her own way. Be careful what you ask for. Want to hear how Sophie broke her silence? If you're backing Sophie and the Fever Squad, drop a "fired up for the Fever" in the comments below. Let's go.
Kiki Iriafen, and I got to tell you, here we go with the smiling like you've done. I don't get it. This is the worst part of the WNBA. It is. A ton of reaction. The smiles afterward, let's get negative.
Sophie's reaction was swift and justified. She jumped up and confronted Kiki face to face, standing tall like she was defending the integrity of the entire WNBA. You don't do that, she snapped, echoing the thoughts of veterans watching from home. That wasn't just adrenaline, that was pride, experience, and earned respect speaking. You don't knock down a seasoned pro like that unless you're ready to take on the weight of being the league's newest villain. And just when it couldn't get more heated, Kiki smiled. But it wasn't an apologetic, my bad kind of smile. It was a smirk, the kind that says, I meant to do that. A smirk that tried to turn chaos into credibility. Spoiler alert, that's not how you earn respect in this league.
There's another one right here. This was Brittany Sykes, and DeWanna Bonner got involved in this one. She did. Little standing.
But the Mystics weren't finished targeting Cunningham. Later in the game, Brittany Sykes delivered another aggressive shove, sending Cunningham to the floor once again. This wasn't a subtle play. It wasn't part of competitive basketball. It was clear and deliberate, more about intimidation than the game itself. A troubling pattern was emerging. Washington players were clearly singling out Cunningham.
All I will say is it's going to be a fun couple of games. The Fever, when is the first time they play the Mystics? This is what you want to see. You want to see.
Then came the response. DeWanna Bonner didn't hesitate. She marched straight toward Brittany Sykes, making it crystal clear that the Mystics' actions wouldn't go unchecked. It was as if a team-wide alarm had gone off. One of their own had been hit. And now, it was all hands on deck. That's the mark of a real team. When you go after one Fever player, you take on the entire squad.
It's going to lead to a heated rivalry game. It's going to be leading to that on the 28th of May. We are still in the month of May. We get to watch these two teams go at it again. And I stand by this. This was absolutely not. This is not going to be the first time or the last time Sophie Cunningham is going to get into a some sort of a brawl.
Days expected, social media lit up like Times Square. Fans weren't staying silent, from casual viewers to longtime WNBA supporters. The response was swift and unified. The Mystics were called out for bringing unnecessary aggression into a league built on skill, precision, and mutual respect. The general sentiment? That wasn't toughness, it was a cheap shot. Even as Coach Stephanie White attempted to downplay the incident in the post-game press conference, Sophie's expression said it all. No words were
Response: I'm just a girl, but I only play WWE with my sister, so chill. And obviously while posting a clip.
But here's where things took a legendary turn. Sophie didn't spiral into drama or call for a league review. She chose a far more powerful move, a calm, confident response on Instagram that instantly went viral. No long captions, no emotional outburst, just one cool, understated post. I'm just a girl, and I only play WWE with my sister. Effortless, iconic, the message was crystal clear without needing to spell it out. Don't flatter yourself. You're not the villain. You're just the opening act.
Kind of random thrown to the ground. Maybe I need to hit the weight room. That was not a good look. But she had my back, and I think that's what it's all about, right? I think we have a huge target on our backs, and I don't think that's a secret. And so making sure that our locker room's like this, and that will naturally flow onto the court. And I think you guys.
That's how you shut someone down without breaking a sweat. Sophie wielded humor like a surgeon's scalpel, while Kiki tried to flex. And Sophie calmly reminded her, and the whole league, who the real professionals are. That line didn't just defuse the situation, it buried it under layers of cool detachment. Cunningham didn't flinch, didn't get angry. She simply responded with a smirk and a black belt's worth of confidence. And speaking of black belts, did we mention Sophie earned hers in Taekwondo at just 6 years old? That's right. While most of us were struggling to tie our shoes, Sophie was already mastering precision strikes and controlled power. So Kiki didn't just pick a fight, she picked a fight with a martial artist in sneakers.
Oh, earned a black belt in Taekwondo at 6 years old. You can earn a black belt at 6 years old? I mean, fair enough. Fair enough. But yeah, Sophie Cunningham is... I would say Sophie Cunningham's not something you'll mess with. Everyone messes with Sophie.
And by the way, Sophie's cool, collected caption made the moment 10 times more chilling. It wasn't just a flex, it was a subtle warning. She was basically saying, I could have handled this differently, but you're not even worth the effort. And honestly, that's way more intimidating than any shove could ever be. Cunningham's post turned a chaotic moment into a masterclass in composure. She effortlessly showed she was unbothered while making Kiki look exactly like what she was, a rookie trying too hard to grab attention.
Amount of times, like there are like 5-minute long compilations of Sophie Cunningham starting fights. Like, do we not remember what Sophie Cunningham did last year to Indiana? They literally, I'm not joking when I say this, she walked into an Indiana huddle, threw a blind elbow, and then walked out.
Sophie's message hit the sweet spot. Witty, sharp, and completely diffusing the heat Kiki thought she'd created. And the best part? It earned her respect across the board. Fans applauded her poise. Players nodded in solidarity, and in the Fever's locker room, they rallied around their teammate like never before. In a league built on rivalries and storylines, this one is now firmly etched in the books. The next, Fever versus Mystics game? Go ahead and circle that on your calendar, because this isn't just a rivalry anymore, it's personal. And Sophie Cunningham just proved she's not only ready for it, she's already winning.
If Sophie Cunningham just ends up being the villain of the Fever, I think she's the damn villain for the entire WNBA, the old WNBA fan base with some of the stuff they've said about her. I think she's probably thinking, you know what, let's get the heat off our number 22. When these other teams last year, when they were trying to punk Caitlyn, you know what, let's piss off these players enough that instead of them trying to go off Caitlyn, get her off her game, they go for me. And that's one of the things with Sophie Cunningham, with those type of players, that people don't realize just how important that they are. And just how big they can be. See again in the response, like she's posting the video. If she didn't want to smoke, she would not be posting anything. She would have just ignored it. You better believe when these two teams play on the 28th of May, it's going to be heated and it's going to be an awful lot of fun. People are trying to fight Sophie Cunningham, the better Sophie Cunningham is going to play. And you can tell with everything on social media, Like, people are saying almost she was more Rodman, like instigator, than she is like enforcer. That's fine. That's absolutely fine.
I saw Sophie Cunningham playing out of this world. Made me feel good. I saw ball movement on offense. Made me feel good. I saw no volleyball passes on. Made me feel good. I saw fight from everybody that was on the court at once. There was no 4 versus 5 when it came to fight, heart on the. We weren't lacking that today. We weren't lacking heart at all. And in case people thought this team might be lacking some heart, you got one thing coming to you. You think you're gonna be pushing around Sophie Cunningham like that? Don't worry, Sophie.
Yeah, Sophie's a dog. She just is. She's a competitor. She's versatile, so she allows us to do different things. Like, she plays with such a toughness. She's huge, and she's going to be for us all season long. But what she brings from an energy standpoint, she raises the level of play of everybody around her as soon as she steps foot on the floor. Hell, even on the sideline. I mean, her communication, everything. She's definitely an X factor.
Like Caitlin take over a huddle, Austin took over a late. So many of you guys would pull each other aside. Why do you feel like you guys are so in tune with one another already?
It's what it's about, right? I think when you really do have really, really good people and you guys all have a common goal that you're trying to get to, that no one takes offense to anything, right? I think a couple of those huddles like, hey, so if you got to get better on defense there. And I was like, yeah, dude, you're right. And so it's constantly communicating, and it's not being defensive. Everyone's just trying to help. And I think you have a really good group of people. You have a great group of coaches. And again, I just think it's a great combo that if you're willing to have a growth mindset, good things are going to happen here. First and foremost, they play so hard. They play with multiple levels of effort. They're both just tough as nails. They have length. They use their length really well, their activity level on the defensive end and offensively. I mean, they're like mirror images of one another. I mean, the way that they can cut, the way that they can spread the floor, and what they bring on the defensive. You want to make sure that your home court is special to you as a team, but you want to make it hard as heck for other people to come in here to Gamebridge, and they don't want to play here, right? And I think with that, as an energy player, you got to get your fans involved. That's our 6th man right now.
This isn't the soft fever team that you can push around last year. That's all. Let's just push them around and bully them because nobody on that team has any to step up to us. Don't worry. We took the offseason seriously. While you guys were playing dilly-daddle over there in Miami, we were taking the offseason